What's up, folks? My name's Justin Khanna. This is a tutorial video, and real quick, I want to be 100% transparent with you folks. I've really been trying to push the envelope with my gear videos lately. I don't want them to be these quick feature rundown, spec-heavy videos. I mean, just look at the index card worth of information that I could talk about with this piece of gear today. I could literally make this a 1-minute video if I wanted, but I want to go deeper. I want to talk to you folks about a real-world review of this product, and maybe you come away with a little bit of information that you've learned, or at least it's provided you with a little bit of entertainment. This is the Get It Right Mini Spoonula. I unboxed this the other day live on Twitch. That's where I usually open most of my mail. But to do this review, I want to share with you my method and my recipe for ultra smooth vegetable purees. You've probably seen them on Instagram. They're super smooth. You can get that perfect dollop. They're really shiny. They're thick, not saucy, and the consistency allows you to do all of those awesome plating swooshes that you'll see. And while I show you that, I'm going to put this to the test and see how it performs during the process. So this is actually a recipe that I developed. It is a spin on a French Laundry recipe for glazed vegetables. They will use that as a base when they make their vegetable purees. So the idea being that you have these perfectly cooked and already seasoned, and it already has the right fat to water ratio, and the vegetables are cooked until they're just tender, and then you capture the vegetable in this perfect puree. But when I moved to Norway and at Lysverket, I was talking to Chef Chris and I showed him this recipe, and he was like, we can do better than that. So I essentially spent a couple of days reworking this recipe. We did some side-by-side tastings, and what we came away with was our ideal method and recipe for root vegetable purees. So this works with carrots, parsnips, salsify, sunchokes, winter squash, you name it. It starts to get a little wonky when you start to go on the sugary end of the spectrum. So think beets, they have more sugar than starch. And then if you flip it the other way and you're talking about something like potato that has way more starch than sugar, especially if you're pureeing these kinds of purees in a blender, if you're doing the beet way, you probably need like a starch or a hydrocolloid to help you bring the consistency to a good level. Or you need to just cook it down enough to where the sugar is gonna help with that consistency. Or if you're talking about the potato, it's gonna get a little bit gluey if you puree it in the blender, so just be aware of that. But for all the other vegetables that I mentioned earlier, it works. I've tried it, I can confirm that. All right, so on to the recipe. You can see, here's the French Laundry one, here's the one that I developed. We changed around a couple ingredients, right? So Chef Chris and I agreed that we should not be adding sugar to our vegetable purees, so we cut that out completely. He also suggested that we do a fast saute of the vegetables instead of combining everything and letting it do a slow simmer. So in order to do that, I needed to cut out the butter and make sure that I was using oil so that the butter didn't brown and add that flavor. If we wanted to add brown butter flavor, we would just add brown butter solids after the puree was created. And normally I'm super skeptical with these claims when chefs say that, oh, you should cook it low and slow, or you should cook it really fast to preserve the freshness. I made both recipes and I tasted them side by side. The one where you saute it a little bit faster is much more vibrant. Another twist we did to the recipe was to take the vegetables and slice them thin on a mandolin instead of dicing them. Hopefully you're familiar with these surface area rules when it comes to cooking. By cutting something in half, you don't just double its cooking speed, but it cooks 4 times faster. So yes, small dice is great, but if you're using your knife, it's gonna take me 3 times as long to dice that celery root as if I were to just peel it and blow through it on a mandolin. So to save time on prep and cooking, we went with thinly sliced vegetables. So I add 8 grams of salt in the recipe to the thinly sliced vegetables now, and I'll give it a toss. That's when it's gonna start to pull out some of the moisture and help the vegetables cook even faster. So if you got your seasoned thinly sliced vegetables, first up we get a pot on the heat on high. You wanna get your oil in there, not smoking, but decently hot. You add the vegetables and you stir, stir, stir with that Get It Right spoonula. You move them, move them, move them. When you don't want any color. You wanna expose all of that wet vegetable to the hot oil and the walls of the pot. The second you start to see that they're gonna start to color, if you don't want any color, add your water. You could 100% use vegetable stock or pork stock or white wine here if you want. I'll also add my dairy at this point in the recipe. I'm using cream for this. You could use milk if you want, but I want that rich, fatty quality of the cream here. So boom, all of our ingredients for the recipe are in. Pop a lid on this. If you're using a big rondeau or a large pot, use plastic wrap. It ensures that you're creating a tight seal on your pot. What's essentially happening right now is you're creating like this faux no pressure cooker environment. You could 100% do this in a pressure cooker, 5 to 10-ish minutes, that's all it's gonna take. You want the vegetables to be just tender enough so that the blender can puree them. A good test that I'll do is if I can take a piece and mash it up in my mouth without using my teeth, it's good enough for the blender. So we've used having a lid on the pot as a way to steam and boil the vegetables at the same time. Now we wanna adjust the water level so that we end up with a puree, not a soup. So I'll take off the lid, use that spoonula to move the contents around, work it back and forth. I wanna get this really saucy consistency around the vegetables. Going back to that original recipe that we modified, you wanna take it just past glaze. Do you feel me? Where you feel that the glaze has split. The hot emulsion is telling you that there's more fat than water in the ratio. That's perfect, because when we puree this, we're gonna release a bunch of water that's still trapped inside the vegetable, and that's gonna tip out the scales in the other way to make the ratio even, resulting in a perfect puree. So into the blender it goes. I'll often let this sit for a few seconds. If you see any of that liquid separates off, I will pour it out. Not a lot of people do this. It is so important because you can always add more liquid to a puree. It's definitely not as easy to thicken it or take water away once you've pureed it. I'll start up my blender. Once I see that it's not gonna explode onto my ceiling, I'll take the lid off, grab my spoonula, and start to work it. It's basically scraping the sides of the blender to assist in the natural convection motion that happens in the blender. Quickie tip, 300 grams is the minimum amount you need to get a Vitamix to spin. It's gonna vary on your blender, but most of us are probably using a Vitamix, so just make sure you adjust your recipe accordingly. Once it starts to look smooth, we can see if we want to add that liquid that we reserved or not. And the last step to a fantastic puree is to pass it through a fine strainer. I've got a standard chinoise here. If you prefer a tammy, that's great, but for this quantity, I prefer something that I can pass right into a deli. You can use the spoonula if it's really, really smooth, but you can also use a 2-ounce ladle. Pick one that matches the bottom of your chinoise. Go ahead and chill and reserve it, maybe hot hold it for service, whatever is that next step for you. But that's essentially a modified 3 Michelin-star vegetable puree recipe. In my humble opinion, it's not just an improvement in flavor, but it's a more effective use of your time. Shout out to everyone that's seen DoD episode 4. I did a kind of modified version of this recipe with pumpkin, and I seasoned it with a barley miso paste that I made. So you could 100% take this in whatever direction you want, just use it as a base. You could definitely take that celery root puree and add like 50 grams of creme fraiche to it if you wanted a little bit of acid. I hope you enjoyed this review / tutorial combo with the Get It Right spoonula. I sincerely enjoyed using this. I definitely made it clear that I prefer spoonulas to spatulas because now when it's time to do a pickup, I can just scoop right out of the container and portion it out exactly how I want it. When I made that statement a few weeks ago, I didn't have one of theirs, so shout out to them for sending me one. It 100% fits the bill on everything that I look for in a spoonula. It's got the unibody design, really high heat resistant silicone. It's got the little hook on the back if that's what you're into. They come in 7 different colors, so you can pick one that suits your fancy. Plus they have a lifetime guarantee, so if anything happens or you aren't happy with it, they will definitely take it back and make sure they make it right. Or I should say get it right. Of course, I'm gonna hook it up for you folks. If you go on their site and buy anything, use Justin K15 off and you will get that sweet 15% discount. But I've also got some links down below with some of my other GIR favorite tools through Amazon, which if you purchase will help support my content as well. They sent me way more silicone tools than I can handle. I absolutely want to give some of those away to you folks. If you want to win, get some nice color on that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and comment down below what your favorite vegetable is. There's gonna be like 4 or 5 winners total. I will announce the winner on Twitch once this video hits 200 likes. I've already commented down below what my favorite vegetable is if you want to creep on that. Thank you so much for your attention. My name's Justin Khanna. Have a good one.